Hi guys, it's Warren. Welcome to the FXPHD Looks forum, and really great to have Denis Zen from Italy. He sent me this honey pack shot. Denis is a grader, visual effects artist. He's working in the TV industry for a number of years. He now makes corporate films, training films. He sent me this shot just yesterday. He sent me TIFF files, but he's also sent me his DRP. So his DaVinci Resolve project has come in, and I can see everything that he's done here. This is really great because although I don't necessarily need to know what he's done and how he's done it, it's good for me when I'm looking over his or your work, if you send it, as to how you've actually done something and how you've gone about doing it. So, as I said, Denis is from Italy. He sent TIFF sequences, so if you are on a PC, you can send DNx HD. Obviously, you don't have the ability to render a QuickTime, but that's fine. Denis graded on a computer monitor. I'm looking at it both my Flanders and my GUI Dell monitor. If I just play this through here, I can see that my initial reaction is I think it looks really great. It's very soft. It's not too clipped in highlights. I can see that we are quite bright by the pumpkin. I would say he's probably bright in that area. And I also see there is some slight greeny cyan tones through the wood and the darker areas. That's my initial, and I always look at a full screen to get initial impression. Now I can go in and evaluate a little bit more. Now to give me a little bit more real estate here, what I can do is turn off clips, and I can turn off timeline because I don't need those. And what I can then also do is if I go to here, I can then drag this guy over here, zoom this up, so we've got a little bit more real estate. You can get rid of that gallery tab, and I can still see the nodes and the scopes. Now, an easy way to go through and turn everything off to say, just look at that base grade, because initially looking at this, it's hard to see whether maybe the green in the shadows was intentional. I can turn everything off by just going to option D, then turning on number 1, and that just shows me the grade that Denis did in node 1, and I can then see that we have a little bit of a lift here in the green channel, which just signifies there's a little bit of green, a little bit of cyan just going through there. Now typically I would normally grade that really neutral and then add that later on downstream because there's the ability to remove that away. Now if that's what he didn't want, he would be fighting that a little bit downstream. Not a problem, but wherever you want to avoid double grading anything, and I always start with a really neutral pictures as I can. It's not affected the end result, but there is times when you can double grade something in, grade it out, and you want to avoid that by using too many nodes to do that. So if I turn this guy back on and then option D again, I can look at some of the other things that he's done. Here we have just a power window. It's nice to see that there's a fair bit of softness here. Always remember your softness. You never want to see any shapes, any power windows. That is the worst thing for a colorist when anyone sees your windows on a shot. So always remember, keep them soft. He's done a good job there. I can see label. There's 2 labels, which is good, and we can just see how that is just whitening up the label. It's nice to see he hasn't gone too far over the top here with this, and it's just taken a little bit of that warmth away, which is what I like. One good thing you can do here, I'm just going to muck up Denis's grade. If he'd maybe spent 5 minutes drawing that label and colouring it, easy tip is to hold down option key, just drag that down to a fresh node, and that will be then labelled the same. It's funny enough, it's called label. It's funny. And that one, I can then just move that from there across to there like that. So it just copies exactly what you had it for into 5. You just need to make a empty node, serial node, to do that first. There's a pumpkin. He's gone back and done that. It's obviously some of the labels have changed around. There's no problem, but I like to see the fact he has labeled things. You see how that is just popping through the pumpkin, and we're obviously slightly in the clipper here, but that's not a problem. It's rolling off those highlights quite nicely there, so I like what he's done there. So overall, I'd say this is a nice job. A little bit different to mine, and obviously if 100 people submitted this, it would all be slightly different, and in certain ways not wrong, just different, because it's very subjective. And obviously it would depend on the other shots in the commercial, how this pack shot would read. But the rules and the thing that Denis has done here is really good. So if you're looking at this thinking, well, I'd like to submit something, please do. You've got the footage there, any of the sequences, upload them, send them to me using instructions from the videos, but send me the DRP as well, so that I can have a little closer look as to what you've done. Also, if you're watching this and you've taken the fundamentals or the advanced class, you're thinking, well, I think I'm ready to do this. I've learned some, I'd like to have a crack. Then please do. There is an upgrade path if you want to get your hands on the Looks class. And I say you get the media, you obviously get all the lessons, and you get the chance to participate in this forum. Thank you very much, Denis. Ciao.